cold front that came through a little bit quicker, not necessarily stronger than predicted towards the end of last week. But because of that earlier passage, we did not find as much rain as forecast. Unfortunately, it was just over 2/100 of an inch, at least as far as today's totals are concerned out of Easterwood. A lot of you saw some more of that, especially our Grimes County friends. But high of 81, that's hard to beat. The low of 72, we're probably not going to be that warm waking up for the next about 4 or 5 mornings. So if you liked that little taste of fall that we got out there, especially this evening, wait till you see tomorrow morning and the next couple mornings for that matter. Here's where we wake up tomorrow. I've got us in the mid to upper 60s here in town. Very close to the upper 50s. You're in Madison, Houston, Leon counties. Got you just about that point. 62 for Trinity as well. And then you go a little bit farther south and west. It is going to be a little bit warmer. The biggest reason for that is where this high pressure center is located. We'll look at that here in just a little bit. The bottom falls out, not necessarily, but I don't know that I would call it chilly, but certainly the coolest weather that we have seen in quite some time since early May. That's Tuesday morning. Wednesday looks very similar, and then off we go with a little bit of return flow from the Gulf. That's going to have us closer to about 70, but each and every morning of the 10-day forecast has lows below 75 right now. So at the very least, we are going to be waking up to cooler mornings than what we saw for just about all of last week. 77 is where we sit right now, and off we go down into the low 70s up towards the Arklatex, already in the upper 60s up in Arkansas. Here's where that front is now. It's kind of stalled out down closer to the coastal bend, so some additional showers and storms possible there over the next couple of days. Most of that occurs over the Gulf or just along the coast from Louisiana back down into the Florida Peninsula. This high pressure center is going to scoot off to the north and to the east a little bit, and again, eventually that's going to allow for some Gulf moisture to return. But really, this same high is going to keep us relatively quiet for a lot of the next week, maybe even the next 2 weeks. So if you didn't get the rain that you wanted this past weekend, it might be time to turn on the sprinklers because that bubble of high pressure is going to likely keep us pretty quiet over the next several afternoons. By several, I mean 5, 6 days, maybe even up to 10 days at the absolute most. And because of that kind of regime change that we're talking about, above average temperatures expected across a lot of the lower 48 over the next about 2 weeks or so. So eventually we're going to climb back to that point. Across the East Coast, maybe not so much, where that, again, that high and a couple of fronts coming in from some Canadian air may have them below average. Not so much for us. Speaking of longer term activity as well, no tropical activity at this time. And in fact, the National Hurricane Center has said over the next 5 to 7 days, they don't expect any organized activity. Now, we know that that can flip on a dime pretty quickly, especially considering we are close to that climatological peak in September. So a little bit of rare air that we're in as far as the tropics are concerned. We'll continue to watch that over the next several days. But for now, no worries there in the Gulf. And no real worries in that 10-day forecast either. Things are looking fantastic the next couple afternoons with highs in the 80s. Overnight lows in the mid to low 60s, back to about 70 by this weekend.